Looking to sign a book publishing contract? Still writing novels, query letters, and sample pages, hoping to be discovered and whisked away to a life of literary success? Sorry, but that's not going to happen. Why? Because submitting query letters, sample chapters, etc. doesn't get publishing deals anymore. The rules have changed. However, you can become a best-selling novelist, but first, you have to deal with the stark realities of today's publishing industry and what you need to do to be taken seriously. So let's get started. Step 1. Stop writing. You've done enough. Ignore the reports of some unknown writer signing a huge publishing deal with a major house. Oh yeah, it does happen, but only to 1% of the hundreds of thousands of authors who submit manuscripts each year. The odds are the same as winning the lottery. So you need to change your game plan. Submitting books to agents and publishers to get a book deal may have worked for Stephen King, Dean Koontz, and Tom Clancy, but that was 30 years ago. It doesn't work anymore. In today's market, you need to first establish name recognition and build a fan base. You need to learn why fanciful titles like For Whom the Bell Tolls and The Catcher in the Rye are present-day sales killers. Why Google's search engine is so important to the success of your book. How a simple blog can drive agents and publishers to your door like it did for Amanda Hocking. And what keywords are and how they can promote your novel. You have to stop telling yourself that you don't need to learn the book industry's marketing rules because your next book will be the one that rockets you to literary superstardom. Don't let that super ego almost all writers possess ruin your odds of actually getting a publishing deal. It can be done. You just need to learn how. For example, do you know the 10 most common mistakes that almost always generate a rejection letter? What the phrase, "as you know Bob" means? The 5 deadly plot contrivances? The kiss and pick one rules? How to copyright your book? How to build a fan base of readers who anxiously await the release of your next novel? But most importantly, I'll show you how savvy book marketers make thousands of dollars each month in book royalties without having written a single word. It's a marketing trick they've mastered, and I'll show you how it's done. Step 2. Knock off a short Kindle book. Yes, I realize that you are an artiste and were put here to write that great literary masterpiece. Me too. The problem is you're not going to get the chance unless you convince a publisher that not only can you write well, but you can write books that sell. I cannot impress upon you the importance and the necessity of possessing that skill. The first thing an agent will do once you contact him is see if people are reading what you write. They're not going to present your manuscript to a publisher if you don't have some sort of track record. I will teach you how to create several short Kindle books and upload them to Amazon Kindle. Once done, I'll show you how to promote them. You do this by having your book featured on book promotion sites. These sites are usually free or charge a small amount, and then get your book directly in front of the buying public. Let's move on to step 3. This is when you bring out your masterpiece. Over the last few months, you've been releasing your small Kindle books, have been getting input from your subscribers, have discovered what they want to read, and delivered exactly what they were looking for. Remember, they don't think like you do, so your job is to find out what they like to read, then fine-tune your writing so it becomes a book they will happily buy. When you followed my training, built up your readership, have a popular blog and several videos on YouTube, and have a professionally edited manuscript to submit, that's when you approach agents and publishers because now you have a manuscript with some muscle behind it. One last thing, always keep these facts in mind. Fact number 1. Publishing is a business, and most major publishing houses are owned by Fortune 500 corporations. And corporations don't nurture and develop talent. They look for emerging business opportunities and invest in them. Therefore, the person with a self-published book that is selling well will very quickly gain the attention of agents and publishing houses. Why? Because there's money to be made. Fact number 2. Who are you, and why should we publish your book? If you respond, it's a touching story about life, love, and the difficult choices we must all make, they flat out don't care. But if you say, my name is John Doe and I sold 500 copies of my $15 book online yesterday and will likely sell 1,000 by weekend, I guarantee you will have their undivided attention. Fact number 3. Unless you can convince them that your book will be a bestseller, you're just another dreamer with delusions of grandeur. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of today's publishing business. If you've already written a book and have been submitting it to agents and publishers to no avail, here are some of the reasons it's probably not being looked at or considered. Number 1. There are grammar or spelling mistakes and hasn't been professionally edited. 2. You haven't proven that you can sell a book. Once you've proven that you can, they'll start taking you seriously. I'll show you how and where to start. 3. You don't have a blog, don't have any articles published on popular e-zines, don't have a number of popular small books on Kindle, no videos on YouTube, things like that. In order to attract agents and publishers, you must give the impression that you are a talent on the verge of commercial success, and that the time to sign you is now, because if they don't act now, some other agent or publisher will. There's so much more to tell you, but I can't do it in a quick video, so click on the button below to learn more.